it is. It's who they want time. So tonight we are doing Entrepreneurship Monday, and on this episode we got my brother from another mother, the world famous 850 legend, Mr. Captain Capo Grimm. How you doing, brother?
How you doing? How you doing?
Tenfold. And we got the lovely, the Duchess of Who They Want Empire, the phenomenal Miss Lady Tasha. How you doing, love?
I'm fine. How are you? I missed you. We was on a
I missed
hiatus,
you.
wasn't we?
Well, that's what happened because we took some time off to get our minds together and get this business
Mhm.
on the road, which
There you
kind of
go.
influenced the reason for tonight's topic being building a brand that best suits your skill set. And my
Yes.
man right here has dropped a few anecdotes on a previous podcast all about referencing how to build a brand, the use of hashtagging, and so forth. So tonight we're gonna let him kind of teach us the basics, and Tasha ask a few questions, and we're just gonna have a dope show. So let's get it popping.
Nope.
I'm with it. I'm with it.
All right. So we here discussing building a brand. All righty. And let's just this moment let you introduce yourself to the people and let them know a little bit what you're about and everything, and what you down for, what's your core, what's your purpose. You here to help us out and give us some knowledge on things.
My name is Captain Capo Groom. I'm an artist. I'm a CEO. I'm a consultant. Founder of Aria Birthday House LLC, but I'm co-founder of 420 Jet Fuel Mafia, Jet Fuel Studios. I dabble in a lot. You know what I mean? I make my own merch. We have our own studio, so I record and engineer, executive produce. Business consultant because I run my own business, but I also like helping others run their own because we was talking earlier, you know what I'm saying? I'm from a small town called Quincy, and I want to be a part of bringing more opportunities to the area. So, you know what I'm saying, by my business and helping others, you know what I'm saying, get their businesses into a place where we can start doing some stuff. So that's
Awesome.
really neat.
Awesome. Okay. So I see that you mentioned that you're in a few things right now. So,
Yes.
so give us a little background on some of the things. I know the studio and the engineer, we know what this is about, but there was a couple of other ventures that you mentioned that you're a part. Let's hear a little about those.
Well, I make my own merch. As you can see, my shirt in the background. I design my own logo. I do epoxy resin. I have my own ashtrays.
Oh, okay.
Those basically that's my second album. That's the cover art for it. I have one that has my first cover art, but rolling trays and all. So it's like it all goes with the brand. You know, I got my own lighters, CG, dig. So branding myself, creating. I'm really hands on with branding. So a lot of the merch I actually make, and I'm hands on with it. If I don't make it, I'm gonna be a part of creating. So I like being an artist. I like creating, and I'm a creator.
Okay.
You know,
So what is like the? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I thought you said it. No, I was just going to ask, what is like the background and the whole vision and idea of your brand, and like with the merchant, what all the merch is about? Where did that come from and originate? Like, because I know you said some of the stuff came from is affiliated with your album.
Yes. Well, okay. Becoming an artist, at first you think you just make music and it's going to happen, right? And it doesn't happen. So you have to find other outlets to bring in money. So I'm a creative person. I didn't just stick with just creating music. I started dabbling into, like I said, epoxy and just figuring out what merch goes with my brand, what merch goes with who I am. So it just started off as being another way of getting my music exposure. And then it became something that was like, oh no, this is a revenue stream. So I need to actually polish this and make this a part of the whole brand itself.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So that's really how all of that came about. Just trying to get the music more exposure.
the music more exposure, and so you took that and okay, awesome. I like it. I love it. So as far as like your merchandise itself, I mean, is it like represents like something symbolic or something that you've been through in life? Like what is the whole brand representing right now?
I mean, really, it's just me. You know what I'm saying? I'm a smoker. My last album is First Class Cheaper. So obviously smoke apparel goes with that. As far as the logo, the CG, Captain Capo. I mean, it's just all in finding my brand and finding what works with my brand. With everything that I do is symbolic to me. Is a representation of me. So it's not. It's kind of like I don't have to figure out what to do. I just got to do me and monetize me.
Absolutely, that's the key point of finding that skill set, because a lot of people love to try to be quarterback when they should just be the coach. We got to put ourselves. You feel exactly like a lot of us gotta be that position that if you got great handwork, like wide receiver should be you. You should be out there Randy Mossing, instead of out here, trying to run through the lanes. So I feel like in reference of, let's just say with the Lakers right now, how they trying to build their brand back to where it used to be by basically creating a powerhouse of great basketball players. Although some of them may not be as skilled as they once was, they still help, fit that position that each compensate each other's weak points, to say it like that.
But that's what a team do. Is like, even if you just break it down to a simple form, using the example that you use, like LeBron doesn't need Carmelo to be the Carmelo who first came in the league. He needs Carmelo to be a wise dude who can help them in the postseason, who can help them later on in, the end of the regular season. It's like a team each person needs to be themselves, but need to be working for the main goal. And so sometimes it's like, I guess, perfect timing, you know what I mean? So it seems like he getting a powerhouse, but he's just getting the wisest players for that position. Because if you want to win, you're gonna have to have some smart people around you. You gotta have some dedicated people around you. And if you ain't got that around you, then it's kind of like you out here playing by yourself.
Exactly.
Of course. So basically, you actually came in, like you said, and you started off as an artist, and then you looked around and you said, "Hey, listen, because right now the music industry is something very hard to get into. It's like you could go with like a bulldozer and still can't get up in there. Right. And so, and it's something you're passionate about. So you took that, and then you just walked in, started like building your brand around your music now." As far as like your merchandise, like, because you said you got ashtrays and T-shirts and everything. So where are you like mostly like distributing and selling this at? Is it mostly online, or are you like connected with any stores or anything right now?
Well, I have one local store. One local store in Quincy that I actually have distributing me. But a lot of it is just through fan engagement on social media. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's more so just learning the business. Like the music business is more than just music. That's just percentages. You know what I mean?
Fashion, everything. Yeah.
It's everything. So if I want to be an actual record label, if I want to own my own stuff, if I want to distribute and publish my own stuff, I have to move like the machine. And that's me learning the brand, me learning how to brand myself, is me moving as the machine. And it's hard to get in the game if you're looking for the deal, if you're looking for a handout. But if you're going to actually build the foundation yourself, if you're going to create your own brand and you're going to market yourself the correct way, they'll come looking for you. And I'm not looking for a deal. So it's really about me creating something that's going to be stand alone. It's going to, last the test of time. And so I might be right now in one store, but 5 years, 10 years from now, hey, I might have my own Marathon clothing store.
Right. Yeah. No, absolutely.
Manifest and make it happen. That's what the whole purpose is to keep believing. Because I'm a big advocate for like, take a dream, believe in that dream, and invest in that specific dream. Stop trying to, which I've known to do, but it's no disrespect, but sometimes a lot of people are not made to fit that dream. respectively stated. Like, you got to be mindful too, which all again goes to the reference of that best suits your skill set. If this is something that, on the outside looking in might be like, I'm perfect for the job, but then I say, okay, I'm gonna give you the job, and then you blow it, then it's like, you know what, you better off as my promoter. And supporting. There's many ways to still be a part of the team without having to be on the front line of the war.
What I'm learning now, man, is one of those. Is a key word you just said. If I give you the job, you know what I'm saying? Over the times, I've been giving people the job because they're my friends. I've been giving people the job because, what I'm saying, trying to help them out in a situation because of everything I do for me. I learned over time. So everything I do for me, I also do for my other artists. You know what I mean?
Right.
I actually, everything that I say to Latasha, I say to my artists that I actually in the music game. I give them the game that I have because it took me a little while to get this knowledge. So I'm trying to pass it along. But when you give it to someone and they don't earn it, they're more likely to fumble the ball. But when they earn it, then they're going to be they're going to treat it more preciously, and they're going to actually do right with it. You know what I'm saying? And I've learned that over time. It's something about when you give someone something, you can give someone $1, and they'll act like it ain't nothing. But then if someone earns that $1, well, you can't get that $1 away from them.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's
right. And it's more like you're supposed to, in a situation like this, when you're able to help people and individuals come up and everything because you've been blessed and everything, and you have an empire where you be able to bring people in. You're supposed to more like, instead of being a safety net and a provider, you're supposed to be more inspirational. You know what I mean? And everything, you're supposed to be like, just inspire them on what to do instead of just giving it to them, like you said, and everything. So what I want to do, I want to ask you a little thing about on your music part, because like we said, the music industry is hard to get into. And so you said something earlier that caught my attention. So as far as your music, are you like doing everything yourself with the distributing? Because these record labels right now, you got to go to these record labels with everything. They're not doing anything nowadays. You got to go with your own marketing. You have to have that image already. You got to give A&R. What is A&R nowadays? You have to be your own A&R. So where do you stand with that?
Well, actually, when I said co-founder of 420 Jet Fuel, me and a couple of my associates, we are a full functioning studio. So I own my own publishing. I own my own distribution. As far as my masters, I own my own masters. I can do whatever I want to do with them. It's more so the ownership part of it. My music, when it comes to the music, most artists don't get to see 1 million streams, and I'm already at 250,000. So as far as being able to market myself, that's with 3 projects, and 1 project just dropped 420 this year. So it hasn't even been out for a whole year. So it's just understanding how to play the numbers game and watch your analytics, so that when you do want to present yourself, if you're trying to go into the major leagues, you have the numbers to back up what you're talking about. And having the ownership allows you to have those numbers. Because if you don't own your stuff, you're never going to get those numbers.
Right. Now, let's talk about the numbers, because that's a big part of the brand too. Because right now, nowadays, you have, like, the internet is like everything right now. The views, the likes, the comments, and everything. And that's what record labels are looking for. But, I think nowadays, they don't take in consideration that a lot of the stuff isn't authentic with these views and these likes. Do you get what I'm saying? And so now you say you monitor everything. Just tell us a little bit about, like, what is your method just to make sure everything is authentic, as far as your views and your streams and everything? Like, how do you target that authentic crowd? Because you have you have people out there that'll come on and help you promote, and get more views, and they just be fake. What is your method into making sure you get them authentic, real views and downloads and streaming?
Okay. Well, like I said, analytics. So basically, I own my own distribution. I can go on Spotify and see if there's a listener in Italy, a listener in Germany, a listener. I could tell it would tell me how many listeners in Quincy, how many listeners in Tallahassee. So once you find those demographics, you find those cities that people are. There's a sprinkle of people listening to you. Now you target those cities. You know what I mean? That's you can do that on most of them. You can do that on YouTube. You can't really do it on iTunes too much or Tidal. But just knowing those analytics and knowing target markets allows me to then say, okay, my music is doing this here. I want to put more of a present or more of a pressure there. And then, you know what I'm saying, follow the train. Follow all the little dots and start plugging in those little dots. That's how I follow mine and make sure that everything is, you know what I'm saying, legit. But it's people who do like playlists and all that streaming and those type of things. You won't have that wide array of listeners. Everything is going to be targeted to that one area. So it's like you may have a bunch of streams, but it's all coming from one place, rather than my streams are scattered out. So it's like everything can be. It's almost like a receipt to show and prove that everything is legit. Also with views and stuff like that, you can pay for views, but those views don't count when it comes to actual
they don't count, right? You okay?
Right. We good? The connection's good?
Yeah, they don't count.
Right. Yeah, they don't count at all. Right. So now, right. So, and that was my whole point. The views don't count. I mean, you got even some comments don't count because they can be fake and everything. So, you know, and then you look, and you know, what gets me is those fake views and likes. You know, yeah, they look good for a minute, but they fall off and can go away sometimes. You know, so now it's like, okay, what are you really doing here? Because if you get somebody who's really paying attention to you, paying attention to what you're streaming and your downloads, your views and your comments, they see, oh, you was at 20,000 yesterday, and now you're down to 15,000 likes. Like, what are these people coming? I'm liking your stuff. So that's exactly what it'd be looking like. You know, what are they coming, removing comments and stuff?
The spam section is definitely crucial. And I think that's important in regards to representation of the brand.
Exactly.
Because I know where you're coming from on this conversation piece is like you get, you know, when you become a brand yourself as an entrepreneur, you're going to forever getting, you know, messages, email, spam of we can do all, you know what I'm saying? Just they'll lay this whole beautiful package out of what they can do for you to make it happen for an exchange of, you know, a couple of funds. But then if you're like me, you want it organic, you'll be like, nah, bro, I'm good. I'll take the low right now because somewhere, as he mentioned, them years add up to where it's like, now I see I worked on my own and made it myself.
Exactly. And that's what counts. You know what I'm saying? You can't rush greatness. And I can't express that like enough. You cannot rush greatness at all. You know, and so moving on to now, we talking about your merchandise again, right, and everything. Okay. So I mean, I now I'm quite sure you have like, you know, a crew or how you want to call it. You know, you got soldiers behind you and stuff. So like what are they parts playing this? You know what I'm saying? Do you have people out there? Because I know you say you're in the stores and stuff, but do you also have other people out there like promoting you, like out in the streets promoting it for you as well?
No, right now it's all me. It's on guerrilla marketing.
It's all you?
Yep. As far as the soldiers, those are the artists. And really just building those guys up to. We got a plan. We finna pull the Master P plan. You know what I'm saying? Try to get as many projects done in a year. And you know what I'm saying, working them, getting them right for that, getting them in shape for that, because doing the music at that high volume is gonna take a lot. And realistically, that's just one of the game plans that we have. And it's just figuring out how to execute game plans and how to, you know what I'm saying, what game plan works best for you. So that's really what the soldiers is doing. They're preparing for that. Other than that, when it comes to me, Captain Capo Graham, I like to be hands-on. I like to get out and do a lot of, you know what I'm saying, direct to consumer. You know what I mean? So I do have that one store, but I built that one store off Masterpiece style out the trunk. I used to go up there and I just used to push my CDs and push my little shirts out the trunk. He saw that it was making a nice little sale, so we negotiated a nice little deal. And so now I get to put my merch in the store. And I have a couple more stores that I still move around like that, just so that I'm not located only in Quincy. But with them, I rather, you know what I'm saying, make the travel of actually getting out there and seeing the people, so I can get more of a feedback.
Right. Now, before you let somebody in your entourage, though, like, what is it that you look for in them, you know? And like, how did you get? Because you might pulling somebody off like the streets, you know, and try to start standing the right way, and then, you know, try to, you know, help them build up in a business with you and grow in a business with you. That can be hard. It can be risky. And it can be hard. So what are you looking for in an individual, and what is like your method on trying to get them to stay focused and, you know, trying to teach them, you know, how to, you know, get in that business mindset?
Man, we've been through a lot of that, going through different artists. We've been through a lot of that. Hard work, dedication, moving without the ball. So actually, like, if we know, okay, if I know we got an artist, Major Sales. If Major Sales project, okay, better yet, one artist just dropped T-Man. So T-Man just dropped, but Spud still gotta be moving. I mean, Major Sales still gotta be moving, getting ready for his project. But then I also gotta be moving and getting ready for my project. But when T-Man has a video shoot or a photo shoot, we have to be able to come over to assist with that. Whatever promotion we need to do, we need to be able to do that. But still, remember, we got to get our stuff done so that the machine works. So it's like moving with the ball and understanding that it's not no overnight thing. Like, this is something that if you really serious about it, if you really want this, you're going to have to put in that work. And put in that work, for some people, it is 10 plus years. You know what I'm saying? Like, for some people, it's going to be 6 months to a year. It's just how much work you willing to put in. Because in that 6 months to a year, you're going to have to put in just as much work as that person who took 10 years to do, if not more. You know what I'm saying? So that's really what I'll be looking for. You got to show me that. You can't just tell me that, because we don't have so many people come in and tell us that, but they didn't show it. So
Right.
Action speaks.
Right. Action speaks louder than words. You got to show me better than you can tell me. I get it. And everything. Yeah.
And I love how he's the face of the brand and that unification that he just addressed. Because you don't see that. That's a rare quality to say, even though we all under the same umbrella, but if, you know, your artist gonna branch off and do his own projects, I'm gonna show my face in the place just to let him know, okay, I see you, little bro. But then I'm gonna head back over here to the base, finish my thing, and then you can come through, you know, show love back. I love that.
Yeah.
You know, unity, showing love for your brand specifically. Like, everybody has their each specific time to show love for everybody's projects, but still come back to the home base after, you know, getting the job done.
Right.
It's just a puzzle, man. Like, everybody's a puzzle piece, but all these pieces got to fit together to make the picture. You know what I mean? So just know what I'm saying.
And you have to have everybody work into unity, like you said. I don't mean to cut you off. Like, you know, when you start off like this, it's nobody's bigger than the next person at all. You know what I mean? Especially if you're building a brand, everybody has to be, you know, going for the same thing and supporting one another. So, you know, I get it, and you know, I recommend. I give you my hats off, because, like I said, dealing with a lot of individuals in general and letting them into your thing, your vision, your dream and stuff, that takes a lot of trust and faith, you know, because I'm dealing with my stuff by myself, and I'll be the first one to tell you, listen, I'm handling this, you know. So somebody just wrote, "What's good, Capo Grim?" Now tell us a little bit about that name, Capo Grim. Where'd that come from?
That's my dude right there, T-Man. I was just talking about.
You did, straight up.
Yeah, what's up, T? But All right, CG Capo Grim. My middle initial is C. My last initial is G. So I just took my initials. But captain, I've always like when I played sports, I was kind of like always team captain. And it's funny, a funny story. Like when me and my homeboys used to go out of town when we was jigs, like I would always get this speech like, "Yo, we ain't getting gangster unless it involves us having to get home. Other than that, we going to have fun."
Right.
If something happened and we gotta get gangster to get home, then it's time to get gangster. So it's kind of like it kind of just stuck, you know what I mean, being the captain. And so I'm the captain of my life, and I'm gonna ride this ship out to the direction I wanted to go.
Captain.
Deep. I dig that.
That is deep. I mean, captain. I mean, that's like you don't get no hiding the captain and everything. That's what's up. So now I know we flip-flopping back and forth, but let's talk about your music, right? So I know you got a couple of LPs out and everything. It's doing good with the charts. So like what is your music basically based on? Y'all like your life story, things you've been through in life? Like where does that come from? Like what inspires you to do your music? Like, what inspires a certain track,
I mean, like everything is Quincy based, man. Like just being a young dude growing up in Quincy, Florida, a small town that when I was a young boy, people didn't respect. So we got into a lot of mischief trying to represent our city. And I ain't got time for mischief, but I still want to represent my city. So it's just how I tell my story of, you know what I'm saying, coming out of a small country town with big city dreams and big city aspirations. And, you know what I'm saying, manifesting it all.
Absolutely.
I'm hearing a lot about Quincy though nowadays, so
Hopefully good stuff.
Capo, tell me something about Quincy. Like, what's up with Quincy? Because I'm hearing a lot about Quincy. I've never heard of Quincy, Florida until the last month here. So what's going on in Quincy right now? Because I'm just hearing a lot. Like, what's the demographics like? What's the vibe like? What's the culture like?
I'm going to talk that talk now.
Okay, talk, because I need to hear what it's about.
All right, Quincy is the last all-black, predominantly black county, city in the state of Florida. At one point in time, we was one of the richest cities, one of the richest counties in the state of Florida. You know what I mean? There's a lot of black-owned businesses. There's a lot of, you know what I'm saying? It's really, it's something to be proud of, but because of lack of opportunity, it's becoming as bad as some of the big cities. You know what I'm saying? So it's just young kids trying to figure a way out because there's money here, but unfortunately it's not being able to be in their reach. So they're gonna do what they gotta do. And some of that's gonna be what you're gonna hear. Like you're gonna hear, we got hoods.
Right,
you know what I mean? And I'm not trying to brag on none of that. I'm just saying like we do have hoods and it get real over here. So the music reflects that.
Right. So now your music reflects the community where you come from in Quincy, right? Now, what do you want the community in Quincy to get out of your brand? You understand? What do you want your brand to be able to do to the community, rather, I should say?
I just want them to show them that, you know what I'm saying, like any one of us can do it. Just be creative. You know what I'm saying? Just put some hard work behind it. Put some hard thought behind it. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, I'm from they house just down the street. You know what I mean? Like it ain't no difference. It's just I believe that I can do it. And I ain't gonna stop until it's done. And so a lot of stuff I have to do myself just to prove that it can be done. And that's the same thing that they gotta do. You know what I mean? At anything. I mean, when I was growing up, my hood was known for sports. Like it was a park down the street, baseball, basketball court, all that. So it was like back in the day, kids was going to college and kids was doing whatever because of sports. But nowadays, like those type of activities ain't out there, but you still got your brain, you still got, you know what I'm saying, creativity. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna be stuck in the house do something that's gonna be productive, do something that you can monetize, do something that's gonna bring you some money. You know what I mean?
Right.
And not on no illegal talk. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot of smart ways, a lot of legal ways to get some money out here. So it's just about, you know what I'm saying, showing them as an opportunity.
Mm-hmm. And something that's going to have like an impact, especially like, you know, something you want a brand that's going to have an impact on everybody and then going to be able to like have history behind it as years go on, you know. And for instance, I tell you, like my father, he owned this candy store back in 1970, from 1970 to 1978. And it was like, that was something real big in the community. You know, he employed a lot of people. And like to this day, people talk about, even he hasn't owned it since then, and it had like several hundred different owners. People still talk about from when he owned it, you know. So it's very important when you have a brand, you know, just to do the best you can to, you know, number one, help everybody out. You know what I'm saying? Help, you know, and be an important impact and message to the community, you know. So are there things that you and your company is you know, into as far as like outreach programs and stuff, or trying to reach out to individuals in the community to try to come on board with you? You know, I mean, not as far as like job placements, you know, but like something just to get their mind focused and started somewhere.
Well, actually, like me and one of the co-founders with me, we're part of this committee that's in Quincy. And basically, we've been sitting down with commissioners and stuff like that, and we're getting. It was this old school Stevens School that was burnt down, and we're getting that turned into more of a community center. Right now, it has a deli, but we're going to get some spaces for, you know what I'm saying, creative studies where kids can learn about broadcasting, kids can learn about podcasting, as well as, you know what I'm saying, just allowing them to have a free space where they can do schoolwork and extracurricular activities that the school might not provide anymore. So we're already in the process of doing things like that, as well as other activities that we have planned. So it's more so like the music and the brand, that's me. But like I said, I am the city. I love this city. I'm from this city. I'm going to do everything, you know what I'm saying, making sure I represent the city well. And behind the scenes on that community tip is going to be more so just hands-on with changing the way the city looks and the way the opportunities are provided to the young kids.
Awesome. Okay. The kids are our future, and that's what counts, you know, to make sure, you know, because if you're not making sure they're coming up right, and they got right head on their shoulders, like, what are we looking for in the future too, you know, and stuff and everything. So now let's talk about a little bit about like, what is your advice on like, or what are you about building a brand as far as business wise? Because everybody can talk about, you know, you got a brand, the brand sounds nice, you know, you got a fly logo, you know, the core sounds dope, but let's talk about the business part, you know, the business, the protecting, the trademark and the copyrights and everything, you know. I already see you shaking your head.
Yeah, because like that's the funny part is like, okay, when you realize like there's no difference from the streets and business besides paperwork, that is the only difference.
That's the only difference.
It's like when you start talking about building a brand, it's simple. It's like, what's the name? Get the LLC. What's your logo? Trademark your logo. You know what I'm saying? If you have a slogan, copyright your slogan. All right, what's your product? And then from there, making your product uniform, making your product, you know what I'm saying, safe for the public, and really taking feedback constructively so that you can start making product that your consumers want. And that's really, for me, that's what I think the basics is when it comes to, you know what I'm saying, building a brand. It's like, if you haven't identified those things, then what are you doing really?
Right, exactly. I mean, if you haven't, it's like, what is this all for?
Yeah. Right.
What is this all for? What's so like? What's coming up in the future for you, like, and everything? Like any shows? Because being that the pandemic, you know what? Well, we're kind of confused right now with this way this pandemic is going with these numbers. You know, things look like it was getting better, but now it's not, and everything. And you know, speaking about that, how did that affect you? You know, as far as I know, it affect, you know, like in the same way it might affect everybody, but being with your music and stuff, being creative and everything during a pandemic, like what was that like? How did that affect you?
Honestly, man, the pandemic probably the best thing ever happened to me, man. I ain't gonna lie.
Everybody's saying that.
Like, yo, my numbers ran up during the pandemic.
Yeah,
People staying at the house, they got to listen to my music. And I don't have club music. I have like, you know what I mean? Like I have ride music, chill music. Like I'm gonna say some stuff that I want you to think on. You know what I mean? Because like I said, I'm from where I'm from. So that allowed me to be stuck. I had to be quarantined myself. So now I get to write a lot more. I get to just go through beats and just be creative. I get to actually help my artists more because I don't have to rip and run for myself. I can just be locked into the studio when they come in. I'm helping executive produce stuff. So, I mean, the pandemic was a blessing for me. But, I mean, as far as what I have going, coming, working on a little EP. I always have my album that's going to always drop on 420, but just building the catalog for that, cleaning up some of this merch and start putting some bundle packages together and just taking it one step at a time, really.
Right. And you know, and it's funny you say, because I hear that from a lot of artists that the pandemic helped them. And the thing that I get from the pandemic, it really was able to show you divide up performers versus what a performer is versus what an artist is. Because a true artist made money during the pandemic. Now, somebody who's just a performer and now always had to rely on being on that stage and everything, it wasn't no good for them and everything. So, and I think that showed in the streaming numbers, the download numbers and everything. So that's what's up. But with all that going on, you also had like the whole Black Lives Matters thing going on at the same time. So with your music and stuff, you know, like what was your, like, as far as like, how was you able to get through all that, you know, being creative? I mean, did that affect you? Did you mess with your mental? You know, of course, it messed with a lot of people's mental, but I'm talking about as far as being creative. You're like, how did that affect you? Did it make you, you know, it made everybody angry, but was it coming out in your music at that time?
Nah, because, like, my music about feeling. So the music you're going to hear is going to be appropriate for the collection that it's with. So the songs that I did that kind of was on that type of tip, you won't hear them until I have a collection that's ready for that. You know what I'm saying? And I'll drop that body. But I mean, coming from an all black county, like city, like of course it affected me.
Of course.
I guess I don't know, it kind of bothered me in a different sense because I'm not a marching type dude. Like I don't agree with marching. I feel like it should be action taken. Even if it's just, you know what I'm saying, verbal action. I guess marching is, in a sense, taking action, but when you see how it was being done, it's just, I guess, I'm too for my black people to see that type of stuff, so it kind of bothers me. So, yeah, it wants to come out in the music, but I can't let it come out in the music because then it gets too carried away for me. You know what I mean? So I have to get my mind off of that type of stuff and then focus on music. So music is kind of like my outlet to get away from that nonsense. So I try not to really write about it too much because psychologically it will, you know what I'm saying, fire me up a little bit more.
Right.
Gotcha. That FCC 420 friendly music. You hear me?
You know what I'm saying? Like, let's not overreact. Let's smoke. Let's rap. You know what I mean? Before we do some dumb stuff. You know what I mean? So I don't need to be rain back. I want to do some dumb stuff. So I'm trying to keep the young boys out of that. So I can be making music that make them want to go do that. So that's my rationality.
That's a man that truly know the city right there.
Right. So I hear you said you have some bundle packages coming out. Tell us a little about the bundles. What can we expect to find in those bundles?
Well, I mean, besides the
smoke pack, don't hear it either. No, besides
the smoke pack, I'm getting into Captain Gaming. So chessboards, custom made epoxy, dice. I mean, I'm gonna get my playing cards right, and then just do like a gaming package. I do a smoker package. I do a drinker package. You know what I'm saying? FCC, smoke as much as I drink. So
wait, let's stop. Like, I'm sorry. Break down some. And he's laughing because I don't smoke. So when you tell me a smoking package, like how does that work? What does that consist of? What is that?
I mean, with a smoking pack, you get, you know what I'm saying, a rolling tray.
A rolling tray, rolling utensils.
You get your nice little marijuana ashtray. You know what I'm saying? With matching, you know what I'm saying? It's a whole little set for if you're a smoker. This is all you gonna need. Just get your whatever you need to smoke. And, I mean, as long as it's herb, because we organic around here. So go get your organic medicine.
So they gotta provide their own weed. Well, herb,
I don't sell organic medicines. I'm not a pharmacist.
Okay. So you're providing all of the equipment that's needed. I guess to make the get high, you know, to make the get high successful.
Exactly, self-medication. Elevation.
That's all you got.
It helps construct the creative process.
Yeah. You know, like I said, I don't smoke weed. I never did, so that's why my questions are like this and everything. But that's awesome. So that's a bundle package, and that's called the smokers package, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we know we got the package.
The drinker package, you get the coasters in the little coaster holder. You know what I'm saying? You get an actual serving tray for, you know what I'm saying? You put your little bottle. You got to go and get your own bottle because I'm not providing them.
You get your own bottle.
So, you know what I mean? So then you got that, and then you have like a custom glass too. So that's the drinker package, and then you have your gamer package. So while y'all sitting up, smoking and drinking, you can play your little chess. You can play, you know what I'm saying? You can play a little hand of cards, or you can play a little hand of bones. You know what I mean? Boom.
So, and the thing that's crazy about what you do, well, not crazy, but it's interesting what you're doing. You got the smoker, the gambler, and the drinking package. Like all three things in life that
I ain't said gambler. I said gaming.
Gaming. Well, I mean, come on. I mean, so
you ain't got to gamble. You ain't got to gamble.
You ain't got to gamble, but you can't. You're saying the gaming package is gonna what have some dice and a deck of cards. What's coming out again?
Yeah, I'm saying.
Yeah, probably want somebody not to gamble with that though.
You listen to some music. You have a kickback. You listen to some music. You got your game stuff right there. You got your little smoking accessories right there. You got your little serving tray for your drinks and stuff. Hey,
I'm with her. There's somebody coming out of that situation.
Right. There's a lot of people that needs that.
Stays in the hood with that type of product.
In a hood is in a hood, and not only in a hood. You know, some of those. You know what? Those are some good ideas to take in some of the casinos. You know what I'm saying? Taking some of those casinos. You know, because you the gamers package, the smokers package, and stuff, and that's a good idea to
promote. Let me know when they hit the market. I might need to come shop.
Right. So now all of these all of this is of course going to have your logo on it, right?
Of course.
Wow, awesome. That's the first time I've ever heard of, you know, you're one of the first people I've heard that took it to that measure, you know, actually coming up with, you know, gaming pack. And it's interesting because you said that you on something like what Master P did, because, you know, I mean, Homeboy got his own oodles and noodles and chips and ice cream now, you know, so that's what thinking out the box, which I like. That is awesome. Wow, that is awesome. I really like that.
I love how his message is still to take your mind off doing something dumb and stupid and to just rethink this, homie. There's another way to do this.
Pull it out.
Right.
Don't even worry about that. Stay inside. Go ahead. You know what I mean? Pull out the smokers, smoke. Pull out the little tray. Have your little drink or two. Hey, you got some people over there. Pull out a couple of games and just sit in the house and chill. You can't get no nonsense.
Respect.
Right. So, and what is your t-shirts and hats? Because you have hats too.
Or I don't have the hats yet, but
not yet. Okay.
It's just the CG.
The CG.
Yeah.
Okay, but I like that though. That CG look hot. Like, well, what made you come up with that design? Like, it just the two C's and you just put it together and connect it, because it kind of, you know, remind me of like I'm not. Do you know where I'm going with this?
No, go ahead.
Like the Chanel.
Okay. What's so funny is like I gotta give credit where credit due. I had an ex and she was from Italy, right?
You got a what?
An ex from Italy.
An ex-girlfriend.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, from Italy. Oh, okay.
And so I had some basic little logo at first, and she was like, "Yo, you got to do some designer type stuff."
Right.
And so I looked at the Chanel, I looked at the Louis, I looked at all that, and so I took the C and I flipped it.
Right.
But then I was like, nah, it's just a little basic. So I actually, those designs that's in it, I end up basically cutting it out to make its own design like that right there. So it's his own font, it's his own, that's all original. So from there, it was just like, all right, yeah, let's run with it.
What's up?
Dope.
That's hot. Because when I seen it, I was like, I said, wait, familiar, but it's different. It's like it's hot. I like that. So is that coming in the different colors?
Yes.
It does? Oh, okay. All right. Do you have like the little girly colors like pink and stuff? Or
I gotta match, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You gotta have the
well, hold on, wait a second. Oh, wait, you got them on your sneakers too, you said?
No, I'm just saying you gotta match, you gotta have
you gotta match, right, exactly. I see. There you go. Certified. Exactly.
So you gotta have all the colors.
Right. What's up? Right. So I mean, is that something like basically, of course, do you are you gonna be passing those out like at shows and what's not passing them out, sell them at shows and stuff? Promoting and getting that out there?
Definitely.
Wow. So any shows in the future?
Well, as of right now, no shows as of the summertime, but we kind of in the talks against St. maybe by end of the year.
The end of the year?
End of the year. Trying to get some stuff done for that.
Your governor down there, he's just like, yo, y'all do whatever you want. I don't. He's like,
that's the problem though, because it's like
he don't care at all. So
we can move
right now.
We can move how we want to, but because of what my demographics is, some of the places that we talking to, they more strict. So us being able to run around all willy-nilly, no vaccine and all that type of stuff, it's kind of like, you got to get the talks going. Because I ain't really with that shot stuff. So
right. Wow. Well, you know what? I think what you're doing is awesome and stuff. And you're not up on a block yet, are you? You're not there? You're not up on the block. You know I'm gonna ask every day, come on, you on the block? You know, you gotta go download the block and the reason why I say you especially because there's a lot of artists on the block, and you definitely got some knowledge to share with them, and you got your merchandise and stuff you can promote up on there and everything. You got to go on there and network that, don't leave it to one platform, and then there's no restrictions on the block.
That's all. Okay.
You talk whatever you want to talk. I'm not pulling. I'm not pulling nothing down. You're not getting locked up. Brothers got enough to worry about on the street to get locked up and have to worry about. Get locked up.
But see, that's why I said medicated, because I'm licensed to smoke in the state of Florida.
Right,
I'm licensed, so I'm legit. So it ain't no issues with me. Like I got
right. You're not gonna be up on the blocks live and be talking your talk, and then all of a sudden this stuff go blank on you and nobody see you for 30 days. That's not gonna happen. So definitely, download the Block app. It's free in all app stores under Everything Entertainment Expo, a social media platform where you can come, network, promote your stuff, and just be free. And talk what you want to talk and everything. But I think what you're doing is awesome. And your brand is hot. That logo back there is hot because my eyes keep flicking onto it and stuff. You gotta, put something out so we can know where to get that.
Instagram, Facebook, all that is Capo.
Yeah, tell people everywhere they can find you at. Besides, they're gonna be able to find you on the blog, but tell them where else they can find you at.
Everything is Capo G 850. Facebook is Capo Grim. So if it's on DSPs, you can just put in Captain Capo Grim and I'll pop up. So
right. So are you currently right now looking for anybody to come and join you? You want to send that message out there? You're looking for any new artists right now? Any new?
We always looking for, local talent. But beat makers, engineers, Anybody who want to start learning how to be a manager, who want to learn how to be an A&R, you know what I mean? Just link up, hit me up, direct message me. If you really want to get in this music business and you may not want to be just an artist, you know what I'm saying? Reach out, because we always trying to build a team, trying to build a solid team. You know what I mean? So
there you go. Yeah, I hear it. Reach out, you know. You got people out there, you know, who wants to help you. You got Captain Capo Grim. He's telling you guys to reach out because, you know, he want to put you guys on, want to start telling, you know, teaching you a few things. That's awesome. Wow.
Respect that. So
yeah.
The whole 850 at this moment. You already
right,
know.
the whole 850 there. You're talking. That must be some Quincy stuff that I don't know about right now.
Yeah,
what is the 850? Is that the area code?
Yeah.
Usually people go to 3 digits like 302 or 718, but y'all go 850. Y'all real different down there. Okay.
You hear me? Shout out to the Q City. Much love to that. Shout out to you, bro, for taking time out your busy schedule, you know, to talk about branding. You was a major impact on today's show. We ain't gonna use too much of your time up because we know you're trying to have you right back for Artistry Tuesday.
Yes, you're gonna be here tomorrow. Yes.
You did. So y'all make sure y'all stay tuned in to us. This has been a phenomenal show. Y'all already know. Make sure y'all shop with my man, Captain Capo. You heard it here first. And we out. You did.
Peace.